Thank you very much, but enough clapping because my mother tells me I'm wonderful and that's massively unhelpful, love her though I do. I'm really here because I would like some very, very honest feedback from you. I'm at a stage in my business, Commuting Expert, where I'm thinking I might have to make a fairly dramatic pivot to a different idea, and genuinely I would like the expertise in this room, the collective wisdom to see if I'm right. But just so I know my audience, can you briefly raise your hand? Are you a commuter? Okay, keep your hand up if you're a commuter, if you enjoy your commute. Less of you. Those of you who've still got your hand up, I salute you. You're exactly the kind of person I need helping me with this site. The fact is, and I think we all know this, whenever you talk about commuting, people are negative about it. Fares are going up, people find it stressful, wasted time. You get statistics like the average UK worker spends 200 hours a year commuting. If you commute into London, it's more like 400 hours. Figure that out, it's about 50 working days a year, the equivalent of. So it's a massive amount of wasted time. Basically, the whole concept around what I was trying to do, and I'd like to explain just so you can help me, is to turn all that negativity on its head and say, imagine we were going to be really positive about commuting. How could you make it cheaper? How could you make it more productive? How could you make it more enjoyable? And if you really, really hate it, stop moaning about it. How do you escape it? Long story short, we decided to create a website that brought all the best resources that are out there together, and also where we would go out and research the best content. On our front page, you'll essentially see we've got a magazine style layout, so it's content driven, article driven. Under the key headings, you'll see at the top actually cheaper commuting, productive, enjoyable, optimized, and then escape the commute. And then again, you see all our different stories coming down. Right from the top, we tried to put the most relevant 40 top tips, which have links through to loads of different content on our website. The business model we were trying to emulate was kind of like Mumsnet. But instead of giving advice on, how to breastfeed your baby, we're talking about ways to make your commute better. Instead of giving affiliate products. And so you'll see at the top of our website, we've got products. And this is all affiliate driven, so you can click on cycling and hopefully the connection works. The problem I'm discovering is that with a website like this, which is essentially the business model, is a publishing platform, and we'd want to have sponsored blogs like they have on Mumsnet, promoted products, promoted articles, as well as your obvious of Google advertising and affiliate links, is that unless you've got enough users, you end up with an empty forum, and it's hideous if you go to a forum and the last update was sort of a year ago, is fairly soul-destroying. We've spoken to companies where we thought, wouldn't it be great if you got to King's Cross Station or Euston or Victoria and you had vouchers delivered to your phone which got you your coffee half price at any of those retail outlets. All of those retail outlets you'll find at big commuter stations are in fact owned by one company. The illusion of competition is an illusion. It's all run by a company called SSP. Wonderful people. They say they're really, really keen to work with us, but they require 100,000 users. So we could get those users if we had the vouchers, if we had the forum that was working really well. We just need enough people to get there in the first place. So I'm interested in hearing, either as part of the Q&A or afterwards, if you've done a web startup where you've had to look at cheap forms of marketing, and I understand that angel investors are not going to give you money for a marketing budget because there's no guarantee on their return. I'd greatly value your views. Thank you for listening.
Hi, hello. You've pitched this, and then you told us about this wonderful commuting idea. Scrap this. Yeah. 1,000% scrap this, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, scrap it. Right?
I think we have some consensus in the room already, so...
You've asked, is there anything extra to add to this? You know what, you could take 1,000 things away, maybe. Yeah. I don't know what I'm staring at. It just looks like a travel blog, per se. It's not a bad approach. You said that you've had tweets from Stephen Fry, running to the BBC. You asked us for marketing ideas, right? Stephen Fry, in a sense. So you've had a dip, because I would use it once to get tips on my commute, and I'm not going to forget what I've read. Yeah. If I use it and it works, I'm going to remember and use it again and again. Thank you. I don't need to come back.
I mean, I guess the reason we got this out there is because I came to some of these groups a while ago, and all I had was a hunch. Commuting is a problem. Lots of people have it. There's potentially a solution for it. Let's just get something out there to get the feedback on. And the feedback I've had is, people are interested, I think, more in functionality than in content. And I guess that was a test I couldn't have got from a survey, but I think I've probably come to precisely that conclusion. So thank you.
I'm going to basically exactly agree with Andy, but I think I'm just going to say why. It's because when I'm on a commute, the last thing I want to think about and spend time about is commuting.
Sure.
But I do want something that's live that will tell me, no, the train's messed up, so, take the alternative route. That I absolutely want, and I would use that every day.
Yeah.
Reading about commuting, no.
Doesn't do it for you?
Doesn't.
Okay.
No.
So I kind of agree with your point over here that if you only come to a site and find out information once, I don't know how regularly this is updated, for example. Whereas if you have something that kind of sends out to me, hey, your commute has just got less expensive if you go this way. Fab, fantastic. I'll come back and look at that information.
I think you're absolutely right. In terms of the site, there is new content pretty much every day. So we thought that would be enough to get people coming back every day. What we find, though, when we look at Google Analytics, is that we have only about 17% of our users are repeat visitors, which is telling us something. People do come for it once. Maybe they do find what they're looking for, or maybe they don't, but then they don't come back. We're getting new traffic all the time, which is why it isn't growing, it's plateauing. But no, thank you for that point. In that case, I will look forward to coming back and presenting to you in about 6 months to a year on the Commuting Expert Enterprise system, which will be far more dynamic, be less busy, and hopefully a lot more useful to everyone. But thank you very much, everyone, for your feedback.